Hey Dustin, I know in your interview with Kevin Iole, you talked about the concussion you sustained after the first Alvarez fight. I know you had to take some time off. I know you've been recently using a CBD oil with Turp House. I know they've been hooking you up. How much has that helped with your recovery and everything else?
I feel like it's helped a little bit. I use it pretty much throughout my training camps, but I double up on sparring days, morning and night, just for the protection benefits that CBD oil has been studied and shown to prove. You know, that, nothing crazy, but if it's helping me at a cellular level and protecting my brain from trauma, then I'm all about it.
Yeah, it seems to be more accepting now. It's not banned on the USADA's list or anything like that. We see a lot more fighters using it. Do you feel like the stigma's sort of gone about it being, a banned substance and everything else?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a natural medicine, just like any other herbal tea or anything you'd buy over the counter and take. It's great for inflammation, a lot of things. Google it. Google CBD oil benefits, and might want to get you some. Turp House.
Yeah, no, for sure. How did you get linked up with them in the first place?
I got linked up with Turp House. The owner of Turp House actually reached out to me to talk to me about the Fightful movie I was in and asked me if I could sign a DVD for him, and then we kind of hit it off there and introduced him to some of my friends who own gyms. He sponsored some of my buddies in LFA, and that was how our relationship was started.
And how has your recovery changed over the years? Because I know that's a big part of what you guys do. It doesn't get talked about enough, to be honest.
You know, I've developed over the years a better recovery plan. I used to just push. Now I push and step back and let my body recover. I take a lot of turmeric, a lot of CBD oils, lots of things to benefit my body that I wasn't doing when I was younger.
Okay, that makes sense. And I know yesterday you talked in the media scrum that you respect Eddie as a fighter, but maybe some of the stuff he was saying on social media kind of irked you a little bit. Do you still feel the same way, heading into this fight?
Yeah, but when we get in there, it's business. Of course, I don't like him as a person, but he's a dangerous fighter, multiple-time world champion, one of the best lightweights to ever do it, and a very dangerous man. His back's against the wall right now, and he feels that pressure. So I'm expecting a very dangerous opponent.
And what did he say to you in the face-off today? Because there was a little bit of an exchange there.
Yeah, I don't know what he said. I think he said, "You're not scared of me."
Okay.
And I just asked him, "What? Like, what did you say?"
I saw that. I was kind of confused.
I was confused.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. And then he's fought in a lot of fights. He has a lot of experience in different organizations. He's taken some damage though. Do you feel like that? As far as you're looking at both of your careers, do you feel like the wear and tear that he's had could play a factor in this fight?
We'll see what Eddie shows up, but he's going to take a hell of a lot of damage Saturday night. I can promise you that.
And what about the activity? You've been a lot more. I know you've had 2 fights. He's only had 1 since the last time you guys fought. Do you think that helps as well too, just being more active?
Yeah, going through the motions, but also that activity comes damage and injuries and wear and tear on your body as well. Maybe he's a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more recovered from his time off. But I feel great as well. So we'll see, man. It's tough. Everybody's body's different. Sometimes guys can just keep fighting. Sometimes they need a little bit of time off. So I'm hoping the best Eddie comes out Saturday night.
I know one of your main training partners has been Will Brooks, and he had a bit of rough luck in the UFC, but it looks like he's turning things around in PFL. Just as a friend and training partner, how happy are you to see him get back on the winning track?
I'm really happy, man. And his son was born.
I saw that.
Yeah, right before his fight. So it was a big month for Will. I'm happy to see him back winning, and I believe he's fighting it next week or the week after. So I'll be able to watch down from home with my feet up, relaxing, enjoying my win as well.
Yeah, not having to worry about it. How much of a secret weapon do you think he is? Because when you think of American Top Team, there's a lot of bodies, but Will, I feel like people kind of overlooked his tenure in the UFC. Do you feel that way as well, that he's a big asset for you in your training camp?
For sure, he's a great wrestler, a good, safe training partner, a guy who's been around the sport a while, great athlete, and he's good at mimicking different people,
One of your other teammates, or it's part of your team, Colby Covington. I know you and Will, when I talk to him, kind of doesn't really like a lot of the antics. Is that accurate? You're kind of just like, just leave it to the fighting?
That's for me, that's the route I go. Yeah. I don't want to portray something I'm not, but everybody has their own route, man. He fought for a world title. He's getting a lot of exposure doing that, and he's winning the fights. Right. That guy is a workhorse, man, and a very talented fighter. But we all have our own thing we do. This is entertainment.
He gave you a lot of support heading into this fight. Are you guys like friends? Do you talk a lot, or is it just one of those things you're just at the gym together?
No, we train a lot and talk a good bit. But I came in to start my camp a little bit early to help him finish his. He needed good southpaws for rounds, so me and him got a lot of work together this camp.
One last question on the entertainment part. What were your thoughts on Brock Lesnar coming back? There's been mixed reviews. People didn't like the WWE stuff. As a fighter, what do you think about all that?
I didn't like seeing it on TV, but I know it's going to pull in big numbers, and I'm friends with Daniel, so hopefully he gets huge pay-per-view numbers and gets rich.
Is pro wrestling in your future down the line, just after fight career is over, or does that not interest you at all?
I mean, it doesn't interest me, but money does, so we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say because they have DDP, who is the diamond as well. So I mean, you can kind of just build off that, be the new diamond in wrestling.
Maybe I might have to do that. Good idea.
Did you watch it growing up at all?
My dad did. I didn't watch a whole lot. Just when I was hanging out with him, I'd see him watching it, but I wasn't a huge fan.
I know you're donating some stuff back home as far as some of the charity work you're doing. Just talk a little bit about that and how important it is to give back where you grew up.
It's you know, I come from a rough area. There's a lot of rough spots in the town I grew up in, and it's really important to me to give back to those people. So if I have a platform through fighting to get as many eyes on what I'm trying to do and donate to or auction on the gear, that's what I want to do. I want to make as many people smile and cheer as I can through fighting.
Do you think part of that is just fatherhood, just seeing the bigger picture with everything? I know you're a proud father and just giving back and all that. Do you feel like you become more charitable just becoming a father, just understanding life outside of the fight game?
Yeah, being a father has made me realize that this is just fighting. This is something I do. I used to feel like this was life. And to a certain extent it is that, but I have a separation now. This is just something I do for a living, something that I love to do, that I'm very blessed to be able to do. But at the end of the day, fighting's going to go away. My daughter, my wife, my mom, my brothers, that's who I am. I'm a person. Fighting is just something I do.
That's great. And last question for you here. Eddie's only been knocked out once at lightweight. Are you going to be the second?
Eddie's going to go to sleep Saturday night.
What round do you see?
I'm thinking third.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the fight?
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you for the time, Dustin. I appreciate it.
Thank you.